Aloha. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're catching this. It's great to have you here. Thanks so much for taking a moment. I hope you'll be able to just sit back for a minute, relax, and take a big deep breath. It's the weekend. And unless you're working right now, I hope you can just take a few moments to kick back with me, celebrate the weekend, celebrate the holiday season, remember why we celebrate this holiday season instead of getting caught up in all of the hustle and bustle and rush of schedules and work and Christmas shopping and trying to get packages out and Christmas cards out and all of the events and all of the things. Make sure you take time for you. Make sure you take time for your loved ones. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Savannah. Good to see you. Hi, Sherry. I'm popping in and saying good morning to all of my friends here. And I see good morning, Becky and Kalani, who are watching on my profile page. Thanks so much for that. It's wonderful to see you. Thanks so much for being here. Really love getting a chance to share with you on these wonderful platforms and go live and help everybody kind of get through their day, get through their week, share some fun things, and help you learn some fun things as well, right? So I heard about that, Carol. I did hear about that. So I want to take a moment and I want to honor and sip and salute to all of my friends in the Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Indiana, all of the states in the Midwest area that were hit. Last night, there were some huge storms. Savannah was working at Chris Stapleton show, and I was shocked that, the weather that was coming through Nashville looked really, really scary. I think it hit later in the evening, but some people are waking up today. Good morning, Lisa. Good to see you. Good morning, Wendy. Good to see you all here. But woke up to some horrible, horrible things, right? Who wants to start the Christmas season with a tornado? I don't know. I don't. We oddly had some very, very, very warm days these last 2 days. I mean, I'm talking 85. It was unreal how it felt. And now our high today is like in the 50s. So we dropped a good 25 degrees. So some kind of strange storm system moved through the middle to the southern part of the United States. So I hope everybody is okay. I hope you're doing all right. Carol, pretty bad storms. Well, I'm so glad you all are okay. If you are able to watch me live on this broadcast and have a cup of coffee, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful that you're okay. Let's be thinking of and praying for those who are not, right? And it's, funny that I titled this broadcast Tidings of Joy. Don't think those were the tidings of joy they were looking forward to this morning. But how do we focus on joy in the midst of difficult circumstances? How do we celebrate our Savior, the news of his birth and the coming, right? Because this Advent Sunday is the Sunday of joy of the news that came one starry evening to let us know that there was hope, to let us know that there was joy, to let us know that love had come into the world and provided an opportunity for all of us to participate in that, right? So this morning, I am celebrating and taking a moment. I love breaking out my Christmas mugs. This is one of my favorite holiday mugs. In fact, this one is kept in its own protective box. This beautiful mug was given to me by one of my former students who she went on to teach English in China. She was over in China teaching there. And of course, when COVID hit, she had to come home. But so too, Paige Thurman. Yep. She gave me this cup. Let me see if I wrote the year on it. No, I did not. It's probably written on the box. But I love these holiday mugs because when I pull them out and I have a sip from them, I remember the person who gave it to me, or I remember the story behind these mugs, and it makes me smile. It makes me think of them and say a little prayer over them, their family, and to cherish the memories that we had together during those great years that I was teaching high school English. Yes, me. So if you've never caught one of my broadcasts live, you're catching this for the first time and you're like, who is that woman in that crazy sweater, right? I'm wearing my bejeweled holiday Christmas sweater. Who is she getting on here rambling with a cup of coffee? And what is she talking about? Well, if you've never caught one of my live streams before, I've actually been doing this for 7 years on different platforms. I started out on Periscope, then I migrated over to Facebook. Now I go live on Facebook and YouTube, and then I repost the link to my friends on Instagram because I'm still experimenting with and figuring out what I want to do. Because I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to do the same thing across all the platforms. I appreciate influencers who do that. I know you have to get your word out there to everyone, but I like to share my content differently on the different platforms because each platform has a different focus, right? So that's my theory behind it. Am I going to have a bajillion followers? I don't know, but I will have you. And if you take the time to listen to this broadcast, that makes it worth it. So who am I? Well, my name is Ronnie Harden, and by trade, I am an editor. I'm a content writer. I'm a writing coach. I help people who are putting their books together, helping them get published. I'm working on 2 projects right now that I'm trying to get to a deadline by Wednesday for when I leave to go out of town. In fact, out of the country, on vacation. Good morning, Kathy. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by and watching, my friend. Merry Christmas. And so gosh, what was I talking about? I said, hi, so Kathy, and I was like, oh, Kathy. And then Savannah said, yes, the storms hit hard in the middle of the night. Whew, good grief. Well, so here's what I was thinking about. There's lots of great books. I've been sharing lots of great books and things with you in my broadcasts. You can't believe Periscope was so long ago, right, Becky? So Periscope, 7 years ago, when I started on that platform, and I started just sharing my content. And if you're one of my VIPs that are in my group, you probably saw me post yesterday about some changes that Facebook is going to be making to personal profiles. And this is why I said what I said just a moment ago about sharing our work across the platforms. Yes, you can cross post, right? I do some of that myself on certain things. If it's a funny meme and I want all of my friends to see it, I share it across all the platforms. But if you're going to share you, if you're going to take the time to share you and what you do and who you are, well, that's going to be different for your personal friends versus acquaintances and people you meet on the interwebs, right? So my personal profile I use for people who I've met in real life. These are people I've met in person. I've shook their hand. We've actually sat down and had some time together, right? My business page is for people who want to follow me from a business perspective because there I talk about writing, about books, about getting your writing out there. Those are the kind of posts I share there. And on my personal Instagram account, I share a lot of personal things, right? So I am going to be launching a business account on Instagram because I like to keep the two separate because I don't want every time I get together with one of my friends go, hey, by the way, did you know that if you act tonight, you can get one of these, but if you do it before 10 o'clock for an extra $5.99, you can get a lifetime. I'm not going to be hawking my wares when I'm spending time with my friends. My friends are the people that I share life with. We do life together. I cry in front of them. I cuss, sometimes when I have to vent, and they hear me out. But other people who are clients, are in a different category. Clients are not closely and intimately involved in my personal life. And so Facebook is going to be changing and making it possible for you to use your personal profile in a professional manner. They're going to roll out professional services. I don't know how I feel about that because then Facebook is going to turn into just this clamoring, you know, giant flea market where everybody's going to be there hawking their wares. Nobody's going to be sharing actual time together. So I like to use these broadcasts to share with you what's going on, share some funny things. My sister Ronette is watching in Molokai, and it is, Ronette, it is 4:15 in the morning. I love you so much for popping in here. Aloha, kakahiaka, my sister. Thank you so much for being here. I love it. So yes, so sharing on these platforms, how are we going to do that in 2022, right? A lot of us are starting to think about that this time of year of like, whew, I don't know if you're like me, but are you feeling like you're flying into Christmas and you're trying to find the break or where to get to gear to shift down and slow down a bit? I got out yesterday to do just a couple of errands. You guys, the sea of people that I was in. Now, depending on where you live, you may not live. I live in Dallas. So, where I go to my favorite mall of all time, North Park, and it's a pretty big mall, but oof, the people, right? And because we're going out of town and moreover going out of the country, I'm trying to shut down these last few days and be at home because we have to take COVID tests before we leave. And then we'll have to take COVID tests coming back. Yeah. And I'll be where I'm going, I cannot share from because there is no internet. There's no internet. Cell signal is spotty. Only Savannah knows where I'm going, or maybe a few people. But I'm not going to be sharing that till after I get back because we're going to spend some wonderful time together as a family, and we are going to be enjoying that time together. So when you think about personal profiles, business profiles, how we're going to go into next year, how are we going to, because part of who we are is part of the package of the things that we sell, the services we offer, the things that we do. Part of who I am reflects in my work with you as an editor, but I'm not going to have you come over and help me sort through my closet, right? If you're a client, I keep those lines very clear. But there's a part of me that is infused into who I am in my professional life. And that is always a work in progress. I'm always trying to work and get better at what I do, right? So I hope you're doing some of that. So part of what I do is I have a book club. I have a book club with a great group of people, a book club. Did you hear that? I said book club. I have a book club. And we read some really great books and we have some really fun times together in discussion. We're going to have one coming up Monday night. And we are going to probably have a little, impromptu Christmas party. And then we're going to get together at the end of the month. But this is the book that we're reading this month. We are reading Tabitha Brown's Feeding the Soul. If you follow Tabitha Brown on social media, you know who she is. If you don't, let me introduce you to Tabitha Brown. You need some Tab in your life. Yes, you do. Look at her. Take the course called Life, honey. Look at her smile. Didn't that just make you, I want her perfect teeth. Ooh, God. She always says, ooh, God, I thank you. And I do. I thank you. And I've kind of picked up on that mantra to help my mentality during this holiday season. So she's writing some great things in here. She also has some wonderful recipes as part of her vegan cooking that she did. She has taken vegan cooking and made it something otherworldly. She has taken recipes that if you really want to get on a plant-based diet and improve your health, and she healed her body from a chronic pain that she was having that none of the doctors could diagnose. Nobody could tell her what was going on or where it came from or what was causing it. And she took the route. She said, I wonder if this actually works. And at first she did it as a challenge with her family for 30 days. But then after 30 days, her family was like, I want some chicken. I want a chicken leg. I know that would be hard for me because I do love me some fried chicken. Yes, I do. Right? But to go vegan, that means even giving up sushi. That means giving up tacos and Mexican food. How do you do vegan Mexican food? Well, Tabitha Brown has figured out a way to make vegan cooking and eating fabulous. And so she shares some of her recipes. She shares her recipes in her books. And if you watch her YouTube channel, and if you have followed her, you know she does that all the time. I literally watch her videos and I think I could do that. I think I could do that because she makes it so easy. And imagine vegan soul food. Are y'all hearing me right now? So I'm going to try that. And so Tab has a wonderful book, but in her book, because she's talking about finding our way to joy, 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 joy to the world, right? Joy, finding the joy, love, and freedom. So here's where I stopped. I was reading along as we're reading in our book club, and we're going to be catching up. I came across this phrase or this passage, and I wanted to share it with you because this is something. This is in a chapter because she talks about finding our way to freedom, finding joy, and here is a chapter called "Everyone Can't Go." You've got to learn to leave the table when love's no longer being served. Whew, that right there. That right there is something you can run with, right? So I love this chapter. She talks about one of the things I love about vegan soul food is that it has the taste of home, of the familiar, but it's actually good for you. It's the best of both worlds. Sure, you might prefer the extra butter and everything fried, and that's your business. I get that, but it's the vegetables that will keep you healthy and bless your entire life. The same goes with these word blessings I'm serving. I know that some of it might not be easy to hear. It challenges you, maybe even works your nerves a little bit, but it's also familiar, like home. So I'm reading along, she's talking about when you have to go through transitions and things in your life where you're trying to change and you have to go it alone. Where there's times you feel like, why am I having to go through this alone? But sometimes, especially after you look back, you realize you didn't want anyone up in your business knowing what was going on in those times while you were alone because you were wrestling. You and God are doing the hokey pokey. She says, don't get mad at me when I share this next thought with you, okay? Okay. Lean in, baby. Are you leaning? Are you listening? Very good. Here it is. Everyone can't go with you. I know people who won't even go to the gym and work out unless they have someone with them. They want a workout partner, which is fine. But if they don't have one, they just don't go to the gym. Are you like that? Like if you, I don't like to go out by myself. I don't like to eat by myself. I don't like to, you get dependent on having another person present all the time. You have a problem sitting with yourself and spending time with yourself, getting to know yourself and going through these moments. So she says, there are going to be parts of your journey that will require you to go it alone. Everyone can't go with you. In fact, I'd argue that there are things that must be done on your own, or you will never see the fullness of it. You'll never get it done. And she talks about her story about going vegan, that even her husband's like, all right, I'm done. And she had to continue her vegan journey alone while making food for the rest of her family. I don't know that I could go vegan while watching everybody eating fried chicken and having cookies and having just all the good things, right? With butter on it. So she said, the next leg of my journey was mine alone to travel. And scary as it was, I was willing to do it. Honey, here's the thing. We come into the world separately. Even if you are one of twins, you still exit the womb by yourself. This means there are times when, yes, we do things in community. And there are other times when God calls us to walk our path with nothing but our trust in Him and a determination to finish. The first year of my vegan journey, I took the extra time to cook different meals to accommodate all the nutritional needs of my family. I researched various vegan cooking techniques and I failed at more recipes than I care to admit. But apparently it was worth it, don't you think? I mean, how many followers? How many millions of people now follow her? But see, because now she's a success story because of where she was and what she went through. And she went through it alone. If you've been following me on social media, and especially here since the Periscope days, you've watched me go through a lot. You've watched me change. You've seen the manifestation of that change here on this broadcast. But you weren't in the living room with me, wiping my head while I was going through chemo. I have to drink a lot of water now. You weren't with me standing in the bathroom when I ran my fingers through my hair and pulled out clumps of hair, going through losing my hair. Now I have it back. Looking pretty luscious, isn't it? But in those days where I was in the trenches going through the hard times, I went through it alone. And even though Michael was here, there was a journey going on and a work going on inside of me that changed me. And now that I'm on this side of it, I have an appreciation for life as I never did before. I try to be joyful and happy in every moment of my day because I'm grateful to be able to get up and get out of bed and stand up in the morning and go about my day. I'm glad now that my hair has come back and I'm trying to still figure out how to style it and still how to do it. It's getting a little long, maybe need a little trim, but I'm thankful I have it. You may be going through a tough time. Heck, some of our friends have woken up to tornadoes and their houses being gone. I'm sure trying to find joy today is going to be a challenge for them. But you know what? Thank the Lord that they're still alive. Thank the Lord if their family members are still alive. Thankful that they have their life because they can pick up the pieces and make it better, right? So this thing that we call social media, these platforms that we use where we get on here and we share content. How do you share content? Do you share content? Do you encourage others that are sharing content? Because what I've noticed from others is that people have said some things and done some things to make other people get off the platforms completely. Or there have been people who no longer engage because they can't gain anything from you. You know, back when I was broadcasting on Periscope and I was one of the first people doing it, I had thousands of people checking in every day and wanting to check on my broadcast. Now, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for you showing up and listening to me. I'm grateful that you will take the time to sit and relax and share with me, right? So we talk about the power of words on this broadcast. We talk about why words are important, why your words are important, and sharing your stories and sharing your content is so important. But have you let something stop you? Have you let something sabotage your desires of wanting to, or do you just mindlessly get on here and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and entertain yourself for a few hours? Or do you take that time to not only share great things, make people laugh? Do they come by your profile and leave with joy? That's my goal. I hope that when people see my posts, they giggle and laugh. Or that when they think of me, they know. Or I love when people send me posts and they're like, this made me think of you. And usually they have to do with like funny things with words or funny thing, or it's always something joyful and something that makes me giggle. Because my goal is to show you how powerful words are, that they can stir up joy, that they can stir up love, that they can stir up great things to put out there into the world. Right? Because we need more of that. So here's something that Tabitha said in her book, in her TSA. She calls them Tabitha, let's see, what does she call them? Tabitha service announcements? Hold on just a second. I got to find them. She calls them something specific. So yes, Tabitha service announcements. So right down here at the bottom of the page, it says TSA. All right. So now when I go through TSA for the airport, I'm going to think of Tabitha's service announcements. I wanted to read this one because this is really important. Words are powerful, but we are the ones who give words their power. Stop letting words tear you to pieces. Ain't nobody even laid a hand on you, and you're still letting those words, wherever they came from, rip you apart. Words do hurt, and it's okay to feel what you feel, but how you react to those words makes the difference. Some of you have allowed people some of you have allowed things that people have said to prevent you from starting a business or from going to see somebody that you need to mend fences with. You've allowed words to stop you from being great. No one did anything to you. They just said something, and now your whole world has stopped. We're not doing that anymore, okay? You are more powerful than words thrown at you by people who mean to do you harm. Talk to yourself. Say, those are just words. I will not let them control me. We've got work to do, okay? Let's get to it. Start that business because you can. Call that person because you want to. Others' negative words don't matter. Go be great because you are. Go be amazing because you are. You give power to whatever you focus on. If you want to join us for book club, there's still time to sign up. You can join us. You can get a copy of the book. Tabitha narrates the audio book. I think it's like 5.5 hours long, so it's really easy to get through. You can easily get through it before the end of the month. We're going to get together again on the 30th, and we're going to talk about this amazing book and this wonderful, amazing woman. So that'll give you some time to follow her on social media if you don't. Learn about her and her message, but read this incredible book because words are important. And how you react to them, especially from someone else's words who are negative, because I know I let that happen to me. I let that happen to me. It's why for a long time I didn't really share myself personally online because of something someone said to me. Can you believe that? Something that somebody said to me caused me to hit a major speed bump and stop me from sharing content. And that can't happen. I've got plans for some great content in 2022. I don't know about you, but I'm excited. I'm excited because I love words. I love sharing words. And today I wanted to share something with you really cute and really fun because it's just, I love it. So I love the song, God Rest You Merry Gentlemen, because that's where we get the phrase tidings of comfort and joy, right? Have you heard the song? God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay, right? We know that song. It's a beautiful song. It's a wonderful song. But I have a question for you. Let me show you something fun. We're going to play a game, right? We're going to do a holiday game here. And I'm going to show you why it's important to know your words. And don't Google this now. Don't Google. Do not Google. If you Google, you don't get to play. Because if you pop on here and have the right answer right away, I know you Googled it. Okay. So I want you to tell me, where does the comma go? Do you know in the song title? Is it God rest ye, merry gentlemen? Or is it God rest ye merry, gentlemen? Or is it God rest ye merry gentlemen? Because see, each one means a different thing, right? We have God rest ye merry gentlemen. That's an address to someone, right? But is that right? What is God rest? God rest. Or is it God, comma, rest ye merry gentlemen? That doesn't make sense either. Is it God rest ye merry gentlemen? Or is it God rest ye merry gentlemen? Well, so here's a little something that I found. You think it's God yet rest ye merry gentlemen. After ye, think it's God ye. You love listening to Tabitha. The voice of her is like honey. Yes, it is, Cessna. Good to see you, my dear. Thanks for being here. So yeah, a lot of people, right? People are putting in the comment, I think it's right. Well, so I found something. Here's something that brought me great joy this week. I found this. I'm gonna let you watch it. So we're gonna learn a little something about this Christmas song. It's gonna bring you great joy, and it's also gonna help you learn where to put the comma. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Rest ye merry gentlemen is a fun Christmas song, but singing it makes us wonder where the commas belong. We need to understand their placement or we'll sing it wrong. So let's find where the punctuation goes. Nobody knows, we'll discover how the commas shape the prose. Bum bum, bum bum, bum 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 bum. A comma before gentlemen makes them whom we address. So rest ye merry after God could be something like bless. Or are they merry gentlemen invited to distress? Is this song about frolicsome fellows having a doze? Are we singing about celebrants' repose? Putting the comma after God won't make sense anymore, unless this ye is being used as Old English for yore, in which case this means take control, God, of your rowdy core. Is this song about quiet God bestows boisterous prose? Are we asking God for order to impose? With two commas, then God here was a swear to emphasize, like damn it, vent your merriment and go to bed now, guys. Are we so peeved by revelry that we antagonize? Is this song casting carolers as foes? Well, we suppose, but that all seems like it's kind of on the nose. At this point we've been through each comma possibility, so as a last resort we'll turn to the song's history. The comma before gentlemen is right apparently. Oh, that's where the single comma goes. Now we can close. God rest ye merry, all who fix typos.
Although technically speaking, a mistake made with a comma isn't necessarily a typo. It could have just been an error that was made by...
Isn't that fantastic? And now you know where the comma goes. God rest ye merry. And I did a little research on the history of the song. And so this dates back to the early 1650s. You have to remember that English and Old English and the way it was used and punctuated was very different from what we use today. In fact, it's changed to the word bless in the story A Christmas Carol. Isn't that funny? So isn't that funny? God rest ye, God rest ye, God bring rest to you, comma, merry gentlemen, right? Isn't that great? Isn't that fantastic that you get to learn a little bit about a Christmas song? So now I hope that when you hear God rest ye merry gentlemen, you will share with people that fun game. Where does the comma go? And if you're in my VIP group or you're on my email list, I'm going to send you the link to that video because, oh my goodness, isn't that fun to learn where the comma goes? And so that's what I do. I help people take their words, right? They send me, okay, Renee, here's all of my words in this thing, and I want to get it out there, but I want you to take a look at it and help me make it better. Okay, well, that's what I love to do. That's why I read lots of books. That's why I work with different publishers or different agents. I was contacted, in fact, by 2 different agencies this month who are looking for people to help them with their clients. I'm so excited to be able to help different people. And I also help a lot of self-publishing authors or people who are writing their own things for the very first time, and they want to learn how to get it out there. So I have toyed around with this for many, many, many months. So next year, my focus is going to be on creating moments and workshops and things where you can join me and help and learn how you can take your words and shape them better, how to get something that you have written published. What genre do you want to publish in? How do you get an agency? How do you start getting your work out there? Is it important to have followers? I've had conversations in the last 2 weeks with 3 different people asking me about the importance of creating a social media following. I know that agents want a social media following. What does that mean? Well, we're going to talk a little bit about that too, right? But for right now, I want you to savor the joy of this holiday season, right? Because remember, that's the reason why we celebrate. That's the reason why, because in the Bible, we know that when the story comes, and I love the story of the nativity is told by Luke's perspective. He's a doctor, so he's fascinated with the virgin birth, and he's also gives us a very clear accounting of the story. Right? He's a doctor. But remember, Luke, there it is, Luke chapter 2, verse 10. I knew it was in Luke in the first 2 chapters, but Luke chapter 2, verse 10, when the angel appears, right? He appears to the shepherds and he says, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all the people." I bring you good news that is going to create joy for all the people. All the people, not just some of the people, not just those who know him. Remember, he shows up to guys who don't even know. The angel appears to those who don't even know, right? These are shepherds. They're just doing their job. They're out in the field tending sheep. And all of a sudden, this happens. They don't know anything about him. And the shepherds says, "Today in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is the Messiah, the Lord. This will be a sign to you. You will find a baby wrapped in cloths and lying in a manger." And then suddenly the heavenly host appeared with the angel, praising God, saying, "Glory to God in the highest, heaven and on earth, peace to those on whom his favor rests." And when the angels had left and gone into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, "Whoa, dude, that was like totally awesome. Did you eat something in the field that you shouldn't have, man?" They said, "Let's go to Bethlehem and see this thing that has happened, which the Lord has told us about." And they hurried off and found Mary and Joseph and the baby who was lying in the manger. And when they had seen him, they spread the word concerning what had been told to them about this child. And all who heard it were amazed at what the shepherds said. Right? The word spread. It went viral. It went viral, right? That joy, the news of that joy. That's the reason why we celebrate. So this Advent Sunday tomorrow, I want you to think about all that you've been through in 2020 and 2021. First of all, I'm going to celebrate great joy that you're still here. We've lost almost, over 700,000 people to this. I'm grateful that you're here. I'm grateful that you made it. I'm grateful that you figured out a way to make it with your sanity intact. I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for you being on this broadcast. I'm thankful for those who follow me here each weekend and get a little dose of some fun. Hope you learned something. More importantly, I hope you walk away with this with your heart and your soul tank filled up, because Lord knows that's what I love to do. And if you need help with your words, yeah, sure, I can do that. I can help you with that. But that's a separate conversation that we can have off these platforms. So if you want to ask me about that, feel free. That's what I'm here for. But today we are celebrating joy, celebrating another great year, being able to do things, celebrate a great time together on this platform because we weren't able to be together in person. Grateful for the times we do get to be in person with our people and love on them and share with them, right? So that's huge. That's huge. Opportunities when I do get to have friends. I have a friend, Miss Wendy Sullivan. She's on the broadcast. I've interviewed her before. We've talked before. You guys have seen her on it, and I have to have Wendy back on the show again, talking about, because we talked about helping children with special needs, right? Learning during the pandemic. My friend Wendy moved here to the Dallas area. We know each other from our years together in Nashville. And now I have a Nashville friend here in Dallas. That's fun. But those are the kinds of things that God does, weaving together that tapestry of your life and all the stories that are part of that. So I hope this holiday season you take the time to celebrate and find the joy. Find the joy. It's there. You just got to look for it. Maybe start with a fun mug of coffee. Or maybe come over to my social media accounts. You'll always find fun things or helpful things or joyful things. And more importantly, keep me the amazing you that you are, because when you come here and share your amazingness with me, my soul tank is filled up to the brim. And when we're all filled and walking with the fullness of that joy and that hope and that love, that's when we take that out to others. And we love on them. We give them hugs. We talk with them. We share with them. And when they leave our company, they feel refreshed. They feel renewed. They feel hopeful, right? I hope that's what you gain from my broadcasts, because I'm going to continue doing more of this in 2022. But today is the last one for 2021. So Merry Christmas, guys. I hope you have a great holiday season. I will be back live broadcasting on January the 8th, 2022. I thought about surprising y'all on New Year's Day and saying hi, but that remains to be seen. But for sure, I will be back on January the 8th, and we're going to talk about our plans, our goals, and our dreams for this new year. Merry Christmas, Becky. Merry Christmas, Laura. Thank you. I'm saying hi to the peeps on my personal profile because I've got the page pulled up here so I can see them. But guys, thank you. You have helped me create this legacy of stories that I've been able to put out on social media for the last 7 years. You've been there, and I want to thank you for being there. Let's go create some fun stuff next year together, shall we? Let's march into 2022 with our awesome tanks filled, fluffing this hair, right? Got to trim it a little. I think it's getting a little too long, but look at it. It's long. Look, I have hair that I can flip. So excited, right? Finding the joy in every day. Share that joy and that love with whoever you come in contact with. It will be infectious. That is what we're supposed to be spreading, not COVID, right? All right, guys. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. If you want to, follow me on my socials, if you want to know what's going on. And more importantly, if you want to get on the list for the book club, if you want to join us, there's still time. You can still get on, like I said, and because we're not going to get together again until the 30th. And then I'm going to be sharing with my book club, I'm going to be sharing the first 2 books of 2022. I've already mapped it out, guys. Do I have it? Let me see. I've got the first 3 books of 2022 picked. I'm still working on the rest of the list, but I'm super, super excited at some of the books I've chosen, because I'm trying to also leave room open for some new ones that are coming down the pike and see how they fit in the schedule. But if you want to get on the book club list, right here, RoneHarden.com/contact, you want to check the From the Pages book club, you'll see that option in there. Or if you need some help with your words, or you've got questions about maybe, you wanted to write an article for an online magazine, or you wanted to share something, or you just have some content you want looked at before you send it out there, because I want to help you look your best, right? Let me know. That's all there. Or if you just want to get together and have coffee via Zoom, or coffee in person if you're in the Dallas area, or if you happen to be somewhere where I'm going to be and we can schedule that, we can do that too. Either way, let me know how I can serve you, how I can help you, right? Right there. It's all there. You can pick which thing you want to talk to me about, right? It doesn't have to necessarily be about editing. It could be about anything. So let me know. RoneHarden.com/contact. You can find me there. You can get on my email list where I send out my Fab 5 finds. They're usually, I send you 5 things that are fabulous that I've either discovered or that I've read about, or maybe some new books coming down the pike that I think you would enjoy. All of those things, my Fab 5 finds. You want to sign up and get that too. All right. Well, thanks, Cessna. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Merry Christmas to you and yours. Remember, God is holding all of us in the midst of everything we're going through. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. Right? All right, guys. Take care. Have a great holiday. Hug all your family members for me because I can't hug them, in person. But I hope you feel hugged. And I'll see you on the flip side in the new year, right? All right, guys. Take care. Love you. See you on January 8th.